The sudden attack spread through the air, causing massive damage to the entire army, and people began to die rapidly. But just then a man appeared among them. He immediately used the power of Eye of Thunder. The unique trait of this power is that it illuminates one eye and summons lightning to strike a fixed location for 3 seconds. It releases a continuous electric current, dealing constant lightning damage to all hidden shadow-type creatures. As a result, they are forced to reveal themselves. The invisible attack in the air now becomes visible because of this power. And within just a few moments, he killed all of them. The Master's other companions arrived with their weapons and put an end to the attack that had spread through the air. Even then, it was still not confirmed who was behind the attack. That was when a man holding 3 bows appeared. He killed several unseen enemies as well. He said, "You like playing hide-and-seek, but that's unfortunate for you. I always know which cupboard the ghost is hiding in." Saying this, he slaughtered them all. He used the power of Shadow Arrow, also known as Heart Piercer Essence. It fires an arrow infused with shadow energy, dealing heavy physical damage to a single target and extra damage to undead and shadow-type creatures. By now, all of the Master's teammates had formed a defensive circle, and it became clear that almost all of the enemies were gone. Here, Lu Fan was calmly examining his status window. At the same time, the person holding the red flag activated a light-type skill. This skill creates an explosive burst, producing a light effect capable of eliminating or suppressing all illusion, invisibility, and shadow concealment effects of mid-level and below. Life Insurance. This skill generates 3 expanding healing waves within an 8-meter radius centered on the caster. Each wave instantly restores 5% of the affected teammate's maximum HP and places them into a natural healing state. At that very moment, the Master waved his hand and issued orders to his entire army. "This place is not suitable for prolonged combat. Target the ancient city ahead and have all forces prepare to attack. War is the only solution." All the armies began advancing rapidly toward the city. Near the city visible ahead, an extremely intense light appeared. The Master stared at it with murderous eyes and said, "No matter how deep you hide, it won't change the fact that you're like a turtle trapped inside a wheel." Meanwhile, Lu Fan realized the absence and immediately raised his hand toward the status window, saying, "I was waiting for you, but now you're late. Still, welcome to my hunting village." At that moment, Lu Fan activated skills that caused ghosts, previously invisible, to suddenly appear and launch attacks while fading in and out of sight. On the other side, Lu Fan's army was already prepared. It consisted of ghosts ranging roughly from level 5 to level 90. They arrived instantly and launched an assault on the Master's army. The Master's forces began to die rapidly. Masters rose into the air and began chanting spells. The man who had been observing the entire scene finally spoke in a deadly serious tone. "I will dig every single one of you insects out and crush you one by one." With that, the Master's second companion activated 1,000 Birds Thunder Domination. Lightning began crackling violently around him as if he himself had transformed into a living lightning bolt. 1,000 Birds Thunder Domain is a power that instantly creates a dimensional spider web of high-density lightning within a circular airspace of 100 meters in radius. Any entities, souls, and shadow-type creatures within this range continuously take 2% lightning attribute magical damage. At that very moment, a high-level shadow dragon appeared, but the man immediately attacked them both with his lightning power and shouted, "Hey, stop your moves!" Then, smiling slightly, Lu Fan watched the entire scene unfold on the screen. Seeing this, he said, An Era 5th stage expert is single-handedly wiping out an entire horde of enemies. The Sukura country card has arrived on the battlefield so quickly." Lu Fan saw all their armies on the screen. He immediately locked them as targets. At the same time, Lu Fan charged the monocrystal cannon to 100% energy and fired it at the target with a single click. Immediately, blazing fireballs erupted from the cannon. In a matter of seconds, countless soldiers were engulfed in flames. In an instant, people died. Meanwhile, Master was stunned by this scene. As smoke rose into the air, he coughed, perplexed, trying to discern whose attack it was. Could it be a massive attack? At the same time, a cannonball was also flying towards him. As he saw the incoming shells, he immediately realized, "Oh, it's him. Does Lu Fan have a crystal cannon? Why does he have Snow Nation military equipment?" He was completely shocked by what he saw, but he didn't have much time, so he immediately released his power towards the corner and was blown away with a powerful explosion. He coughed violently, blood pouring from his mouth. Nearby, the dragon roared loudly, but then suddenly, a huge fireball flew straight towards him and exploded. A huge crater formed in the ground as if not a single piece of his body remained. The master and those standing nearby were stunned by this sight. The girl sitting next to him cried out, "Hey, there's no sign of the second brother. What kind of fireball is this? It's terrifying." The master replied, "Yoshida, everyone, strengthen the formation." As soon as he said this, the burly man released Fearless Seed, complete. This power was so dangerous that it required an artifact called the Grid Seal. With the caster as the center, it creates a semicircular fearless zone with a maximum radius of 50 meters. As long as the zone is active, all allies and units within it receive a shared full shield. This shield remains active continuously, and as long as it exists, all damage dealt to allies within the zone is absorbed by the shield first. The Fearless Shield had a durability limit of 10,000. But at that very moment, Lu Fan's squad launched an attack toward him, dealing significant damage to the shield. The shield cracked and its durability dropped to 8,821. Lu Fan immediately took his next step. He pressed the auto button and activated a lightning bolt from the sky. A massive explosion followed as powerful lightning struck directly onto the enemy's shield. The shield's protection range was now reduced to just 35 meters. Lightning kept crashing down at high speed, inflicting heavy damage on the enemies. Even so, he continued to face it head-on, urging everyone to hold their ground. Lightning continued to fall onto the shield. Its durability dropped to 4,135, then a few seconds later fell to 35. In the very next moment, it reached 0. So much lightning struck that anyone caught in it was instantly reduced to ashes, down to their very bones. Dodging the lightning strikes, the warrior pushed forward rapidly, shouting only one thing. "Don't stop! Don't stop! Make sure you return to the main ship and activate teleportation immediately." But then suddenly, lightning fell from the sky. And in the very next moment, the lightning turned his body into ashes. Even his bones were burned away. There was carnage everywhere. Only skeletons were visible. Even the people following the master were terrified. They looked at the master in fear and said, "Master, everyone is dead everywhere. There's a massacre and almost no one is left. It seems we'll be caught in it too, and we won't survive." But the master said, "This is a brilliant plan. It only requires a level 70 Dragon Tamer. Those who have turned heaven and earth upside down can become the means to bury the centuries-old legacy of the Sakura nation with them." Another man said, "This revenge must be avenged in blood." The master was now a little frightened too. He shouted, "All soldiers, attack with all your might, and we will win." Friends, this chapter ends here. To see the next chapter, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon.